With Valentine's Day only 3 weeks away, we thought it would be appropriate and timely to explore the concept of love. It can't be an exhaustive study in only 90 minutes, but tonight we'll be taking a look at love from some interesting perspectives. What it is, what it does to us, why we love who we love, and why it lasts. And in so doing, have a laugh or two, because when you come right down to it, love is funny. In college, I heard a professor define love as unconditional positive regard. That sounds like an academician, doesn't it? Wouldn't you love to have been a fly on the wall when he proposed to his wife? Honey, I hold you in the highest positive regard. Unconditionally. Will you marry me? Of course, some of us learn later on that there actually are conditions, related, for example, to the correct disposition of socks once removed, as well as the correct position of the toilet seat when not in use. And our generation has seen a lot of social transition when it comes to love, which brings us to a practice that has become very much the vogue in our adult lifetime, that of living together before marriage. Living together is where we hope to catalog those aforementioned conditions considered most important by our significant other. But as we all eventually learn, love is not who you live with, but rather who you cannot live without.
The very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a king, and foolish though it may seem to me, it's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes and stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.
It's hard to think of a topic about which more songs have been written than love. In them, we pour out our most secret and heartfelt passions. In love poems, we struggle to describe our feelings in the most ardent terms. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my old saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. Where does this come from? Well, the Bible tells us we're made in the image and likeness of God, and that God is love. So that's where it comes from. But how could God make sure that our entire species would know love? For the answer to that, we must turn to science. Hormones. The presence of hormones is how God ensures that each of us will be attracted to and by someone. And it works so well that we think that love takes place entirely in our thoughts, when in fact, it may just be a simple chemical trick that God plays on us. Last year, I got an email from a publisher informing me that someone that I knew only casually had written a book. And since I was on his email list, he wanted me to have a first shot at buying a copy. I was mildly flattered. And then flabbergasted when I read the title, Flying Saucers 101. This I had to see. I didn't even know he was into that stuff. And despite what you may think of the existence of space aliens, you might be intrigued to learn that among the reasons he advances for why spacemen have been repeatedly visiting our planet for tens of thousands of years or more is their discovery that we have a characteristic, an intrinsic quality that they lack, the pure ability to love. Oh, how those little green men, actually, according to the book, they're gray, must really struggle to understand the catalyst of human love, a chemical we make in our own bodies, a chemical so powerful it induces us to lie to ourselves when we are drawn to someone who is our total opposite, even in the extreme. But how else to explain the clear fact that opposites attract?